During the 1940s, nearly every backyard had a victory garden bursting with crops that kept families strong through tough times. Many of those varieties have quietly slipped away, replaced by modern hybrids, but they carried flavors, memories, and resilience we can still learn from. So, here are 20 crops every 1940s victory garden had, but we forgot, and why they deserve a place in our gardens today. May Queen lettuce was a springtime favorite in 1940s victory gardens, known for its crisp, tender leaves and slightly buttery flavor. It was one of the first greens ready to harvest, giving families fresh salads after long winters of canned goods. This heirloom variety is rich in vitamins A and K, which kept families nourished during lean times. Its rosy-tipped leaves looked as beautiful in the garden as they tasted at the table, adding a touch of cheer when it was most needed. Gardeners loved it because it grew quickly, even in cooler soils, making it reliable for early harvests. Today, growing May Queen lettuce is more than planting a crop. It is about reviving a variety that offered hope, color, and health during difficult years when every leaf counted toward feeding a family. Purple Top White Globe Turnip. Purple Top White Globe turnips were true workhorses of the Victory Garden. With their signature purple shoulders and creamy white roots, they were versatile and dependable. Families boiled, mashed, roasted, or added them to hearty stews, making sure nothing went to waste. Turnip greens were just as valuable, packed with calcium and vitamin C, adding both flavor and nutrition to meals. In the 1940s, families relied on crops like this because they stored well through winter, stretching food supplies long after the harvest. The variety was hardy, tolerating both cool and warm weather, which made it a staple across the country. Growing Purple Top White Globe turnips today connects us with a time when simple foods kept households strong, and every root pulled from the soil represented security and survival through uncertain seasons. Long Island Cheese Pumpkin. The Long Island Cheese Pumpkin earned its name because of its squat round shape that resembled a wheel of cheese. It was a beloved heirloom in Victory Gardens because of its long storage life and sweet, rich flesh that made the best pies and soups. Families valued it as both a staple food and a comfort food, bringing warmth and flavor to holiday tables. The pumpkin was loaded with beta-carotene, a nutrient essential for maintaining strength and health when diets were stretched thin. Gardeners grew it not only for its taste, but also for its reliability, producing abundant fruit even in challenging conditions. To grow the Long Island Cheese Pumpkin today is to rediscover a variety that nourished families during one of America's most difficult eras, reminding us that tradition and resilience can live on in the garden. Bloomsdale Long-Standing Spinach. Bloomsdale Long-Standing Spinach was the leafy green that never let Victory gardeners down. It grew tender, crinkled leaves packed with iron, vitamin C, and folate, which families needed to stay healthy when meat was scarce. Its long-standing name came from its ability to resist bolting in warm weather, making it more dependable than other spinach varieties. In the 1940s, mothers often picked Bloomsdale leaves daily to add to soups, omelets, and salads, stretching meals while keeping them nutritious. Its dark, rich green color symbolized vitality at a time when energy had to be conserved carefully. This spinach was easy to grow in small spaces, making it perfect for both backyard plots and community gardens. Bringing Bloomsdale Long-Standing Spinach back to our gardens today reconnects us to a green that carried strength and health through lean years. Chantenay Carrot. The Chantenay Carrot was a staple in many 1940s Victory gardens because of its short, stocky roots that grew well in heavy soils where longer carrots struggled. Families loved it for its sweet, crisp flavor, which brightened up stews, roasts, and raw snacks for children who needed every bit of nourishment. Packed with beta-carotene, vitamin A, and fiber, it supported vision and overall health during times when diets were restricted. Gardeners relied on this carrot because it was easy to grow, forgiving of poor soil, and stored well for months in cool cellars. It was also a favorite for canning, which made it indispensable for winter provisions. Bringing back the Chantenay carrot today means reconnecting with a root that sustained households through wartime, proving that even the humblest crops can leave behind the sweetest legacy of resilience and care. Boston Marrow Squash. Boston Marrow Squash was a true classic of Victory Gardens, cherished for its large, bright orange fruits and sweet, nutty flavor. It was one of the oldest American heirlooms, dating back to the 1800s, and by the 1940s, it was still a trusted staple. Families prized it not only for its taste, but also for its versatility in soups, pies, and roasted dishes. Rich in vitamins A and C, it brought strength to meals when nutrition had to come straight from the garden. Its ability to store for months made it a dependable winter food source, giving families peace of mind through uncertain times. Gardeners loved the way it thrived with minimal care and rewarded them with generous harvests. Growing Boston Marrow Squash today is about preserving history while enjoying the comforting flavors that once filled kitchens during America's hardest years. Henderson's Pink Tomato. Henderson's pink tomato was a beauty in the Victory Garden, known for its rosy pinkish hue and sweet, mild flavor. Introduced in the early 1900s, it quickly became a household favorite because it delivered dependable yields, even in smaller garden plots. Families used it fresh on sandwiches, in salads, or canned for winter, giving the kitchen a reliable source of vitamins A and C. Its tender flesh and balanced flavor made it a delight compared to more acidic varieties, which is why it was often remembered fondly in family meals. Gardeners valued it for being hardy and consistent, thriving through different conditions. In a time when food security was critical, Henderson's pink tomato provided both nourishment and comfort. Bringing it back into gardens today keeps alive a tomato that stood for resilience, tradition, and the simple joy of a summer harvest. White plume celery. White plume celery was a striking vegetable of the Victory Garden era, known for its pale, feathered stalks that were far more elegant than modern varieties. Families enjoyed it for its crisp texture and refreshing taste, which added brightness to wartime meals. Though lighter in flavor, it still offered potassium, folate, and vitamin K, supporting health when diets were stretched thin. Housewives used it in soups, stews, or as a crunchy side dish, and its unique appearance made it a centerpiece on the dinner table. Gardeners appreciated white plume because it matured earlier than many other celery types, providing food quickly when gardens were expected to deliver results. Growing this celery today is about reconnecting with an heirloom that once added grace and nourishment to everyday meals, proving that beauty and function could thrive together in the home garden. Early Jersey Wakefield Cabbage. Early Jersey Wakefield cabbage was one of the most dependable crops in 1940s gardens, known for its pointed heads and quick growth. Families planted it because it matured faster than most cabbages, giving them food in weeks rather than months. This crisp, tender cabbage was packed with vitamin C, helping strengthen immunity during a time when fresh fruit was often scarce. Housewives turned it into slaws, soups, and simple boiled dishes that filled hungry bellies without emptying the pantry. Gardeners valued it for thriving in cooler weather, extending the growing season and ensuring something fresh on the table long before summer crops arrived. Its reliability gave families peace of mind when every garden row mattered. Growing it today revives a vegetable that helped sustain countless homes, proving that simplicity and dependability can carry families through the hardest of times. Sibley Squash. Sibley Squash, sometimes called the keeper squash, was a favorite for its long storage life and rich, sweet flesh that only improved with time. Families of the 1940s leaned on it through cold winters, knowing the large fruits could be stored for months in cellars without spoiling. Nutritionally, it was a powerhouse of vitamin A and fiber, bringing both strength and comfort to daily meals. It was often baked, mashed, or stewed into hearty dishes that stretched small pantries further. Gardeners loved its vigorous vines and generous yields, which meant fewer worries about food shortages. The flavor deepened in storage, making it even more versatile as the months passed. Bringing back Sibley Squash means preserving a tradition of resilience and abundance, where one harvest could carry a family well into spring, reminding us of how gardens truly sustained life. Golden Bantam corn. Golden Bantam corn is one of the most iconic crops tied to Victory Gardens. Its bright yellow kernels and sweet flavor were cherished in every corner of America. Introduced in the early 1900s, it became a household standard by the 1940s because it was dependable, delicious, and versatile. Families roasted it fresh, canned it for winter, or used it in casseroles and breads that stretched meager rations. Packed with carbohydrates and fiber, it provided energy and nourishment when families needed it most. Gardeners appreciated its adaptability and reliable yields, even in smaller plots. Its vibrant color alone brought joy during tough times, a reminder that small comforts mattered. Planting golden bantam corn today is more than reviving an heirloom. It is a way to reconnect with the golden rose that once fed families, built communities, and brightened tables across America. Amish deer tongue lettuce. Amish deer tongue lettuce earned its place in Victory Gardens because of its distinct triangular leaves, tender texture, and deep green color. Unlike many lettuces, it tolerated summer heat well, meaning families could enjoy fresh salads even when other greens bolted. Its flavor was earthy and slightly nutty, a welcome addition to meals that often relied on staples from storage. Rich in vitamins A and K, along with folate, it supported health during a time when every nutrient mattered. Gardeners praised it for being easy to grow and for producing generously from just a small space. Families remembered it as the lettuce that never seemed to fail, always ready to brighten the plate. Growing Amish deer tongue lettuce today brings back a leafy green that stood for resilience and reliability, offering both nutrition and a touch of heritage. Mortgage lifter tomato. The mortgage lifter tomato became legendary in the 1940s for its giant size and unforgettable flavor. Developed by a mechanic who sold enough plants to pay off his mortgage, it earned its name through both history and taste. Families cherished its meaty, low-acid flesh that made perfect slices for sandwiches and hearty sauces that stretched across many meals. Rich in vitamins A and C, along with antioxidants like lycopene, it helped keep families nourished when every calorie counted. Gardeners admired its reliability, producing heavy yields that stood strong even in uncertain seasons. Its story carries nostalgia of front porches, summer suppers, and jars lined up on pantry shelves for winter. Growing it today brings back a tomato tied directly to resilience and ingenuity, reminding us that sometimes one plant can carry both a family's hope and a community's flavor. White Wonder Cucumber. The White Wonder cucumber was once a prized crop for its unusual pale skin and crisp, mild taste. Families of the 1940s loved it for pickling, its snowy color standing out among jars of greens and reds on pantry shelves. Its refreshing crunch was a summertime favorite, cooling meals during long, hot days in the garden. Nutritionally, it provided hydration and small amounts of potassium and vitamin K, which supported both energy and heart health. Gardeners appreciated it not only for its novelty, but also for its productivity, thriving in modest backyard plots. Children remembered grabbing slices sprinkled with salt, while homemakers turned bushels into pickles that lasted all year. Reviving White Wonder cucumbers today brings back the taste of fresh simplicity and the joy of planting something rare that once carried both practical use and special charm. Mammoth Red Rock Cabbage. Mammoth Red Rock Cabbage was a cornerstone of Victory Gardens, celebrated for its striking purple-red heads and reliable yields. Families valued it for its dense texture and strong flavor that held up well in storage and cooking. Nutrient-rich, it offered vitamin C, potassium, and beneficial antioxidants that supported immunity during lean times. It was boiled for suppers, shredded into slaws, and preserved in crocks of sauerkraut that flavored winter meals when gardens lay dormant. Gardeners admired its resilience in varying climates, making it a dependable choice for households looking to maximize every inch of soil. Its color brightened otherwise plain meals, and its durability ensured it could be counted on year after year. Planting Mammoth Red Rock today means returning to a vegetable that provided strength, comfort, and a vivid reminder of how gardens nourished both body and spirit. Oxheart Carrot. The Oxheart Carrot was treasured during the 1940s for its unique shape and hearty yield. Its short, wide roots grew well in heavy soils where longer carrots struggled, making it perfect for small backyard plots. Families appreciated its sweet, earthy flavor that made stews, roasts, and simple boiled dinners both filling and delicious. Nutritionally, it was rich in beta-carotene, supporting eye health as well as fiber for strong digestion, which was vital in an era of limited food variety. Children often remembered pulling up the plump carrots with excitement, a simple joy in hard times. Gardeners praised it for producing big harvests that stored well, providing weeks of reliable meals. Reviving the Oxheart Carrot today brings back a crop that combined practicality with comfort, reminding us of how small treasures from the soil sustained families through challenges. Fish pepper. The fish pepper was once a treasured heirloom in African American communities of the Mid-Atlantic and Southern states. Its variegated leaves and striped fruits made it beautiful in the garden, while its spicy, kick-flavored seafood stews and sauces. Families loved it for seasoning dishes when food was plain, giving meals warmth and depth without the need for expensive spices. Nutritionally, it provided capsaicin for circulation and vitamin C for strong immunity, which mattered during uncertain times. Gardeners admired its versatility, using green pods for mild flavor and ripened red ones for heat. It was passed down through generations as both a culinary and cultural staple, embodying heritage and survival. Growing fish peppers today means reviving a crop that carried family traditions and kept dinner tables vibrant, reminding us that food connects us to history and identity. Black Valentine bean. The black Valentine bean was a common choice in 1940s gardens for its reliability and rich flavor. Families enjoyed it fresh as a tender green bean or dried for hearty winter meals. It offered protein and fiber at a time when meat was scarce, helping families stay nourished and satisfied. Gardeners valued its adaptability, thriving in different soils and producing dependable yields that filled jars and cupboards. Children remembered shelling beans on summer porches, while mothers turned them into soups that warmed cold evenings. Its glossy black seeds were both practical and striking, making it a favorite for trading among neighbors. Reviving black Valentine beans today not only reconnects us with a staple of Victory Gardens, but also reminds us of the strength that simple homegrown legumes provided when communities relied on the land for survival. Rouge Vif de Tempe Squash. The Rouge Vif de Tempe squash, often called the Cinderella pumpkin, was a showpiece in old gardens. Its deep red-orange flattened fruits were striking, but its true value lay in its sweet, dense flesh that nourished families during the 1940s. It was baked, roasted, or turned into soups that stretched meager rations into filling meals. Nutritionally, it provided vitamins A and C, along with fiber, supporting health during a time of shortages. Gardeners loved its productivity, with each vine producing large fruits that stored well through winter. Its beauty on the table was matched by its importance in the pantry, where its versatility kept families fed. Children remembered its fairy tale look, sparking wonder even in lean times. Growing Rouge Vif today means reclaiming a crop that blended charm with resilience, proving beauty and utility could thrive together. Christmas Lima Bean. The Christmas Lima bean stood out in Victory Gardens for its large mottled seeds of red and white, resembling holiday patterns that gave it its name. Families prized it for its creamy texture and nutty flavor, which made simple meals hearty and flavorful. Rich in protein, fiber, and minerals like magnesium, it offered nourishment when diets leaned heavily on garden staples. Gardeners found it reliable, climbing poles to produce generous harvests that could be eaten fresh or stored dry for long winters. Children remembered the joy of cracking open pods to reveal the colorful beans inside, a small delight during hard times. It became a symbol of sharing, often served at family tables during gatherings. Planting Christmas Lima beans today revives a crop that nourished both body and spirit, reminding us of meals made memorable through tradition and care. These forgotten Victory Garden crops remind us of a time when resilience grew right in the soil outside our doors. Want to keep these stories alive and see more heirloom treasures? Hit that subscribe button and let's keep digging into the gardens of the past together.